Kia ora, my name is Matt and I'm building a Sopwith Camel. This video pretty much covers gluing wing ribs and my trials and tribulations with doing that. This is a wing rib it's actually a wing root rib. It's got a 5-degree dihedral to help the wing lean upwards, go that away by 5 degrees. And it's pretty much complete. It's still got a block of timber to go in here, but I'll sort that out a little bit later. But it's got reinforcing down the bottom. And it's pretty much ready to go. Give or take some glue cleanup, which I've got to do. But yeah, really pleased. First rib glued, yay! This is the rib I'm working on at the moment. This is one of the wing roots for the bottom wings. The interesting part about this, I'm going to have to glue this sooner rather than later. The interesting part about this is, standing up that way, this has to be at a 5-degree angle. Because the wings on the camel, the bottom wings, the top wings are straight, but the bottom wings have a 5-degree dihedral on each of them. So I've got to figure out a way of incorporating, and I can't do it mechanically, not without a lot of faff, and even then I'm not sure I'd get the right result. So I'm going to do it through glue, and I've got to figure out a way of holding this at a 5-degree angle to that. And what I've done so far is I've created 2 blocks, each with a 95-degree angle on it. Sit the ply flat to the bench and move that by 5 degrees. So what that'll look like is this block needs to be cut up into, say, 1.5 inch blocks, and I'll probably cut it down to get more of them as well. I'm about halfway, so I should be able to get 2 lots out of each one. So cut it down to 1.5 inch blocks and have one on this side and the other on that side, and between the pair of them I should be able to clamp them together, and that will then create the 5-degree dihedral. And I have to take out the corner of this one, side one, so it doesn't get messed up with the glue. So that's what I'm currently thinking. So 1.5 inch blocks spaced all the way along, which will match the curve quite nicely, and then clamp together. It also means I need to buy more clamps. Either that or screw one side of the bench and clamps with the other side. Don't know, but I've got to think through that. But my clamp numbers are low for an aircraft builder, so I need to pick up some more. But yeah, that's what I'm currently thinking. So that's my stack of wing roots with the wide capping strip. I'm still not entirely happy with some of these cap strips. I've removed the worst offender, but I need to cut more cap strips, and I think I may end up replacing a couple more just to get them sitting flat. My later attempts at steam bending, like these two, end up looking a lot better than the first ones. 8 minutes seems to be the magic time. Just putting that back. The other thing I've got to work on as well is creating it's a sliver of spruce that goes in the bottom edge here, so I've got to create that as well for each of these. Just a moment to pause and catch you up on progress. So this is the form I'm making. So that angle there is 5 degrees, and this should squeeze into that. Press into that, a little bit of pressure on the side. I've got this cap strip on just to make sure I've got the right shape, but I'm about to take that off, and I'll use clamps just to pull this in, make it snug, and I'll use blocks like this one on the inside and use a clamp or 2 on those as well. I may need more clamps. I'll have to be scavenging for clamps, I think. You can see how nice a fit that is. It's sitting there quite nicely at 5 degrees. It's looking excellent. Just need to better push that in as well. Currently I've got all the screws in just for locating, and the intention is to pull the screws off, apply plenty of glue, put the screws back in, and then to make sure they're all located properly, and then clamp it into place, both down and horizontally, to make sure it keys in properly to where it should be. And the working time for this glue is 45 minutes, so really I want to be able to get all that done within 30. Right, it's another bitter day. I've sort of brought everything inside. Hopefully the wife won't kill me, but we'll see how this goes. She's not back from work for another 4 hours, so they'll be like there won't be any fumes, or if there are, they've gone. I've had to place the T88 beside the crock pot, which has been put on for dinner tonight. This stuff is quite thick when it's cold, and I have seen that online. I've seen one guy actually build himself a specialised box for keeping these warm. What I found yesterday when I put a splurge in here, it's all smoothed out now, but that took a while to actually smooth out, which poses problems when trying to measure how much you're putting in. So I've got the heating on, I've got this beside the crock pot. I'll leave this for a while. I've got other stuff I can do. Then I'll try and mix up an even proportion of these two together, and I'll have my first go at actually using it and gluing in order to make the current rib. So wish me luck. Right, this is the jig set up. Nowhere near enough clamps, but hopefully enough to get the job done. I'm exceedingly nervous because it's taken quite a lot of man hours to make the parts, and if this glue's wrong, those man hours are toast. And I've basically got to go back to square one and rebuild some of these parts again. So, but fingers crossed, I've got this covered, and we'll see in a few hours, probably 24 hours, what this looks like. The other thing's got me nervous is I'm doing this in the kitchen, and the wife is going to kill me. Well, it's turned out pretty alright. It's like a day or so after I initially glued it, clamped it. It's definitely, I haven't measured it, but it's definitely at a, looks to be a 5-degree angle, and it matches all the blocks and doesn't appear to be springing back. Don't know if you get a sense of that angle there. But yeah, that looks to be about 5 degrees. The glue's a bit messy in places. And you actually want a little bit of squeeze out, and I haven't necessarily got that all the way along. There's certainly plenty of glue applied, but not sure it's all gone into where I want it to go, so I need to check on that. There's some daggy bits where the glue got spread around a bit. I'll tidy those up. There's a light bit of sandpapering. And on this side, a couple of bits of concern, which I'll pick up on the next one, is that seems to be a little bit wide there compared to other places. And I'll need to have a look out, see if I can figure out a way of solving that. And the other patch was here, where I've got quite a wide bit and a void as well. Second one clamped in. Still working inside. It's like 1.5 degrees outside. Beautiful sunny day. It's absolutely gorgeous out there, but yeah, cold. So rather than risk the glue, I'm doing the second one inside. I feel a lot better with this clamping, having learned a bit from the first one. And I've been short of taking the clamping all the way to the end, and this one at a funny angle is actually holding the ply web hard up against the cap strip, so the bit of luck I won't have that problem with that drifting ply again. Right, I've got the gluing bug obviously, so I've now got two ribs, this one and this one, glued up. They're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but they're getting better. I now have the third one in the jig, and I've had to remake the jig because it's a slightly different shape, heading in a different direction. And in this case I've actually added cams onto here as well to help force the ply web into the cap strip and make sure there's no gaps as best I can. And you can see I've got the these fairly close together, and these are all angled to make sure I've got that 5-degree angle on them to help create that 5-degree dihedral in the lower wing. So I've got one more of these to do. I'll probably set up for gluing tomorrow, and then I've got to work out how to glue the top edge on all 4 of them. So we'll see how that pans out. And while I'm also had the glue out, I've been gluing these, which are triangle pieces to go in the underside of here. These are only go back about 2 inches from the trading edge. The ones on here actually go back about 3 inches, and there's a second block to go further up. But I've glued these ones onto here in preparation for gluing these guys up as well. So, but that'll be over the next week or so. So yeah, I don't quite know how I've ended up going on a gluing binge, but I have. My intention today was actually to cut another one of those balks up. But yeah, this is the first wing root rib completed. Still got one more piece to do, but I'm just examining the glue. It's come out better than previous ones, previous gluing attempt. Still a few things I'm not entirely happy with. For example, tucked in there. Oops, get on the light. That's actually a pool of glue at the bottom of that. I may have gotten a little bit carried away with how much glue was in that joint, but you can't say I haven't got squeeze out. I've definitely got squeeze out. The other parts, where did I see it? No, other side maybe. Cool, this is the bottom. Definitely got that 5-degree tilt to it, which is great. But that there, I don't know if you can see it, that's excess glue, which I'm going to have to clean off that surface, which will be a bit of a pain in the backside. Most of the excess glue I've got will sand off or shave off quite easily, like all across there, this little lip. On this face, this was face down to the form, sitting on building paper, and I've got lumpy bits through here and through here, which all need to be sanded down carefully so as to don't remove any timber. So just to tidy all that up. I suspect once I varnish it you won't see any of that, but I've got to get it to a point where it's actually smooth and within dimension. So with those caveats aside, I'm actually pretty pleased. To finish this off, and the other one like it, I still need, actually I'll spin this around the way. So looking at the trailing edge, so I've got one wedge in there that's glued in, and that's needed because there's a bracket that goes around the trailing edge of the wing, the tubing for it, and up onto here, so it screws into there. And up here, between approximately there and there, there's another chunk of timber. And I've got to shape that and angle it so it fits nicely in between these two capping strips. And that's because the rod that mounts the wing to the aircraft actually comes straight through, exits out through this piece of timber, and out through the cap strip. That's drilled much further down the track, but you've got to prep it in advance for that block going in. So once that's done, then that's just complete, but I'll probably do that once I've got the others done, which are wing roots, needing that. But overall, pretty pleased. Pretty pleased. Just a little bit more clean-up work than I'd like. That's part of that learning process. Hope you enjoyed that. I'm getting ready for gluing other ribs now. These are half ribs in particular, creating clamps for making sure the nose glues correctly. We'll see how that goes in the next video. Cool. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.